My single girlfriend hit me with a new proposition. She said, it's this new thing where you can manifest a man. She said, all you have to do is write a list, and the man of your dreams will come into your life. And I was like, ooh, that sounds like some bullshit. How many people here feel like they're here with the person of their dreams? Clap it up. Yeah, you see all the liars in the room? And I love your excitement. You was like, woo! And he was like, fuck no. You couldn't even take your hand off your dick for 2 minutes, yo. Like, give that woman some claps. It's crazy. I don't have nothing to lose, so I was like, yo, what do we have to do? Because, you know, you got to try everything once. And she was like, first you have to write a list of what you want in a man. And I was like, that's easy because it's very vain. We all know what we want. I want a man that's tall, dark, handsome, with muscles and a good hairline. And she was like, ooh, you're in your 30s. That's asking for a lot. She was like, he's out here, but he's not looking for you. I was like, what? I thought this list was magical. What about Connor? It's crazy. I was like, what do we have to do next? She said, next you have to write a list of what you need in a man. And when I think about married couples, like, what do you need from another human? Like, that's how I wrote my list. And I need a man that's loving, caring, supportive, financially stable, and a family man. And she was like, wow, that's a great list. But, you know, this man doesn't look like the first man you described. It's hard for some of you ladies to laugh because you're sitting next to the man you need and not the man you want. It's tough out here, you know what I mean? But I was like, yo, list is stupid. Why would we write 2 lists? So I ripped it up. I wrote one long list, and like magic, I ended up seeing this guy. He was everything that I wanted, but he was in a distance, so he didn't see me. So I was like, yo, I got to shoot my shot. You know what I mean? You know what shoot your shot mean? Yeah, what does it mean? You got to go up to the person and approach him. You look like you don't know like that. That's what I was asking. Look at your partner like, yeah, he doesn't. I was like, I gotta approach this man. But here's why I don't like to approach people. Childhood trauma. When I was 13 years old, oh my God, I was madly in love with this guy. I used to get butterflies in my stomach, and I did everything to get his attention, but he didn't love me the way I loved him. So as an adult, I went to therapy to process that rejection. And the reason why he didn't love me the way I loved him is because he was my cousin. I'm from Florida. It's okay. You know what I mean? Comes a lot of people in here in the South know what I'm talking about. Hey! Yeah, look at them clapping. Yeah! Sometimes your first love is your cousin, you know? I didn't know at 13 it was weird to like my cousin. He's not my first cousin, but, you know, it just happened over the summer. My cousin over the summer grew a 6-pack. Got a little mustache. He joined the football team. I was like, God damn, he looked just like me, but he's gorgeous. I'm over here all the time. We should just be together. But how I found out it was weird is my mother. Here's the thing about my mother. She got pregnant at 16. So sometimes the way she parented me was that of an older sister and not that of a mother. So she noticed I had a crush on my cousin, and she was like, hey, come here for a second. She was like, you like your cousin? And I was like, no. She was like, yes, you do. You gonna have a retarded baby. And I was like, what? She was like, yep, your baby gonna be like, eh. And I was like, I don't think you're supposed to parent me like this. And it takes a while to fall out of love. It's a process. I'm still playing with my cousin, and every time she would see us playing in the distance, she'd be like, psst, psst, hey. Keep playing. You guys have fun. Yo, when I was younger, my mother was my first bully. I used to pray for a mother in her 40s. You hear me? But I got over my fear of rejection. I went up to this guy, and I said, hey. He said, hey. I was like, are you single? He said, yes. I was like, this is going good. I'm shooting my shot. Okay, boom, up in that thing. What's the next question we should always ask a man? Do you have a job? Yeah. I like that. When somebody said, do you have a girlfriend? Okay, you've been through some trauma. You know what I mean? Do you have a job? Yeah, that's what I like to ask. And I asked this guy, I said, so what do you do? And he said, I'm a personal trainer. And I was like, ooh, broke, 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 broke. It is no financial stability in personal training at all. Plus, anybody here has ever been sold on a dream. It's the beginning of the year, so somebody in here has. They eat a lot of boiled chicken. That's where you take a chicken breast, you drop that in boiling hot water till it's fully cooked. You take it out, no seasoning. You cut it up like cocaine. You meal prep it, and you eat it every single day. And I deserve a better lifestyle than that. So my girlfriend said, see, I told you go back to the list. And I thought about all the men that I know that are in relationships, you know what I mean? Like, how long you two been married? 11. Oh, y'all. Oh. 10, 11. Okay. You stopped 10 years ago, but she took her 11. Okay. Yep. Sometimes it be like that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you ain't on the same path, you know? She counting them futures. You like, wait, let me catch up to them years. You know, we ain't to those days yet. How long you two been married? Yeah. Oh, so this is pandemic love. We've been together for 7 years. Oh, okay. It took you a little minute. Yeah, you was acting black. Okay. You know what I mean? Oh, no. I want that now. How long you two been together? Y'all. How long? I missed something. Y'all got fucking energy. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you leaning on his shoulder. Your ankles are out. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely your man. No. Hey, you might want to let your wife know, you know. My bad. Like, you want that though. I see it in your eyes. Yeah. Yeah. But we got to keep it professional. You know what I mean? Just keep it tight, guys, you know. Yeah, drink that beer. Everything can get a little blurry. But I want that now, ladies. I want me a little husband. You know what I mean? I want that. Getting sick of dating. And I realized in order for me to have a husband that my lifestyle requires a man with body fat. So now I look at life different. Every time I see a woman with a man with a little stomach, I'm like, ooh, got a good job. I get turned on by dad bods now. That's why I thought you was so turned on. This is the perfect body right here, sir. You have the ultimate perfect body. Yeah, because every time I see your body, I know he eat, I eat, we eat. And when I tell you single ladies in the back, I will kick you down and get next to a man with back fat right here called love handles. I have this thing, I get so turned on by love handles. Every time I see a love handle, I like to walk up to it and slap it like it's a fat ass. Like, hey, daddy. Then you got to finger the love handle because sometimes they're a little tough. You know what I mean? Get up in there. Because every time I see love handles, I'm like, oh, he owns property. That's a house body. You own a house, don't you, sir? Yep. How you know how many houses he owns, sir? That ain't a part of the employee handbook. All right, thank you very much. I'm Daphnique Springs, everyone. My uncle passed from COVID. Yeah, he died in November 2019.
You called me?
No, I ain't call you. He ready, too. Yeah, my uncle died from COVID in 2019. And I know November 2019 seemed weird, but the world shut down March 2020. But people had already been catching it. It just became a real pandemic around that time where they had to shut things down. And here's the thing about my uncle. He spent 35 years of his life in prison. So his death taught me a lot about how the prison system handles the death of inmates. So my grandmother called me up one day, and she said, hey, baby, your uncle passed away. We don't really know why, but he had respiratory problems, just dropped dead. He seemed fine when I talked to him a week ago. And she was like, we all need to get together and help with the funeral costs. And anybody here knows anything about inmates, you can't get life insurance on inmates, so everything is out of pocket. So I said, okay, Grandma, what are the options? She said, well, the first option is they'll ship you the body for $2,000. That's just starting costs. And I said, okay, Grandma. She said, but we all going to get together as a family and try to cover everything. I said, okay, cool. How much y'all got so far? She said $60, so we really dependent on you. I said, $60, Grandma. I said, well, let me see, because when people try to put weight on me, let me come up with some more options. So I said, Grandma, just see if you can go down to the jail and pick up the dead body and throw it in the back seat of the car. And make sure you double seatbelt strap it in, because lifeless bodies tend to be loose, and I don't want it to knock your wig off. And my grandma, you know, when she started to shake, she started to lean. Baby, I don't feel comfortable being in the car with a dead body. I said, Grandma, you gonna be in the church with the dead body? What's the difference? She was like, it just don't feel right. I said, well, $60 don't feel right either. What's the next option? She said, for $700, they'll cremate the body and send you the ashes. I said, all right, Grandma, that's a great option. You'll be able to have them with you. She was like, baby, you know, I feel like he deserves a going away home party. I want to throw him a funeral because he spent 35 years of his life in prison. He ended up getting a degree and stuff like that. And I was like, well, Grandma, they all do that. He had 35 years to get a 4-year degree. That is not extraordinary at all. But I don't know what it is about black people. They make prison shit seem like when a nigga go to prison and do some regular shit like, baby, he read a paragraph. You're like, bitch, I'm out here working 14 hours a day, not killing nobody. I said, well, Grandma, $700 not bad. Y'all got 60. I can come up with $640. She was like, no, baby, he needs a funeral. I said, ooh, shit. But then I like to think of shit. So I was like, Grandma, all right, I got a third option for you. For $400, $400 not bad. They got 60. I give them $340. I can go to Libya and get you a son that look just like him. I don't like the way my family celebrate my birthday. This is my birthday week. Yeah, Scorpios, yep. Yeah, November 6th, oh, same day. I be feeling a little sad on my birthday, you know what I mean? Because my family don't celebrate birthdays like that. When I was younger, my family really went all out. Like, I came from a middle-class family, like, they went all out. Last good birthday I had was 16. For my 16th birthday, my family got me a 1996 purple Jeep Grand Cherokee. Y'all like, woo, but the year wasn't 1996, so. Car was low-key some bullshit, but it started up, you know what I mean? Every time I got in it, it stuck the key on it, it cranked up, so I felt good. Because, see, I lived in a neighborhood where we had this guy, his name was Pedophile Joe. And he used to come out and wave at us every morning while we walked to school with his balls hanging out of his shorts. I didn't get touched by him, and the nigga was just creepy, you know what I mean? So it felt good to get in my car and crank up and zoom past his ass. As soon as I got that car first day out, he was running still behind the car with his... He didn't catch me, though. But now for my birthday, my family don't really give me shit, really. For my birthday, my grandmother, she got me a hanger. You put it in the closet, you put 5 pairs of jeans on it. And my grandmother, she loved to try to, like, get your approval for some shit by shaking. And I shake right back with her ass like, My mother, every year for my birthday, she give me a $50 gift certificate to Victoria's Secret. Never a dollar more, never a dollar less. She was like, every year you need to make sure you get you some new underwear. And I was like, you think I wait a whole year to get some new underwear? I was like, bitch, you right. I know it's coming. You know what I mean? Why spend my money? My dad, for my birthday this year, he called me up. He was like, hey, baby, I got you something for your birthday. Check your text message. And I looked at my text message, and it was a photo of a 3-month-old baby girl. And I was like, wow, whose baby is this? He was like, it's your baby. The family got together, and we sick of waiting on you having kids. So we figured we'd just get you a baby for your birthday. And I was like, damn, where'd you get this baby from? Did you steal it? Did you adopt it? He was like, no, it's your cousin. She has 8 kids, so we figured you could just have one. And I looked at this beautiful 3-month-old baby girl, and I was like, damn, this baby kind of favored me as my first cousin's baby. This is a good little deal. So I was like, yeah, my dad, he the type of person, he want to answer right on the spot. He was like, do you want the baby, yes or no? I was like, Dad, I don't make decisions like that. He's like, you want the baby? I was like, well, let me go meet the baby, see if I connect with the baby first. So I went down to the Atlanta to visit the baby. And when I walked into my cousin's house, she handed me this 3-month-old beautiful baby girl. But what she didn't tell me is that the baby had a little breathing machine attached to the face. So, yeah, I know. I held the baby for about 30 seconds, and I gave it back to her. And I was like, hey, I don't want this sick-ass baby. I was like, this baby got a salvage title. A lot of water damage. The baby was a lemon, you know. You said that's crazy? Don't nobody want to be gifted a sick baby, you know what I mean? Yeah, you said you understand. Thank you. I appreciate you. This your wife? No? Y'all just fucking around at y'all age? She like, bitch, I've been trying to tell him. Yeah. You shouldn't be talking until you say, are you gonna marry me? You know what I mean? You're just real talkative. How long y'all been dating? 5 years? What you waiting on? You the type of nigga be like, I'm gonna marry you as soon as I lose 10 more pounds. And that ain't never gonna happen, so go ahead and propose to that queen, you know what I mean? That's how niggas always put stipulations on marriage, you know what I mean? As soon as I make $10 more at my job, I'm gonna marry you. Nigga, that job don't even get promotions. Stop playing with me. I'm just taking out my own trauma on you, you know what I mean? All right, y'all, I'm Daphnique. Thank you very much. During the pandemic, I realized I'm turning into my mother every single day. Yo, you at that age now where you just look at your parents like, yo, I'm becoming you. I used to look at my mama as a child like, oh, I will never be you! Never! What did you say? Never. Now I just wake up in the middle of the night like, who the hell left all these damn lights on? And I live by myself. I left those damn lights on. It's me. I still don't listen. It's crazy because I'm morphing into my mother. Ugh, I'm starting to see my mannerisms mimic hers, and it's scary. Ugh. Here's the thing that bothers me the most about my mother. She loves to watch the news. She's one of them avid news watchers. I don't know what it is, but as soon as you turn 45, you just in the news every day. My mother just called and she watched the news every day just looking for fear. Did you hear about the white man storming the Capitol? I said, Ma, he's at the show. I know. What did that mean? Where are you from?
Don't say nothing.
He can't say too much with that tight ass sweater on. I see your nipples from here. What's up? Where are you from? Huh? Thank you. They out. They outside, sir. Your nipples entered the room before you did. And And judging by your face, they crossed the border before you did too. You didn't have to do your racist work, white people. I got your back. I'm just teasing. I'm just joking. I know y'all just got out of jail. You just got out of jail. It's okay. This is a comedy show. I know. Sometimes when you get free, you don't know how to act. You're free now. You don't have to be so aggressive. It's a joke. It's solely a joke. Yeah. It's crazy. It's just so aggressive. Y'all didn't expect all this, huh? It's crazy. I told my mother recently, I said, hey, Mom, I'm going to Vegas. And she was watching the news. She was like, ooh, be careful, you're going to get drugged. And I was like, that's your response to me having a great time? And she was like, yep. I seen it on the news. They're drugging everybody. I was like, everybody, that's statistically impossible, because if it was everybody, I would have heard about it. It's crazy because I went to Vegas and got drugged. Yeah, that happened to me, man. Let me start from the beginning. So me and my homegirl, we went to the Encore Beach Club, and I saw all the cabanas in the back, and I was like, ooh, bitch, we need to be over there with the ballers. Because whenever I go to a place, I like to spot the men that pay for you know what I mean? I.e. daddy right there. I see you, sir. You know what I mean? That's your wife? I dance on her too. Like, hey. Love a good older man. Shoot, I just go up to that receding hairline and rub that forehead like this and watch all the money fall out the sky. I did that in front of my homegirl. She was like, oh my God, where did all this money come from? And I was like, I just rubbed the genie, bitch. So my homegirl was like, cabana section on 3. And she was like, no, you have to have a wristband. I hate those type of women. You have to have a wristband. I was like, these titties are the wristband. Let's go. Ladies know about them wristband titties. We made it past security too. Like, ah! I'm that type of woman where I feel good when my body gets me an advantage. Like, if this can give me free food and drinks, I feel accomplished for the night. They don't want us to feel like that, ladies. Natural born women. I go home at night and I put lotion on my hands and I rub it on my breasts and I'm like, you bitches did it today. We got everything for free. But you can't have that mentality in today's society. It angers other people. Me feeling like that about my own body angers one group in particular, feminists. And I don't know if you know feminists, but they always voice their opinion when no one asks. I get trolled by them. I ignore you on first troll, second troll, I ignore you. Third time, I'm like, bring it. I had this feminist tell me, she was like, yo, Daphnique, you shouldn't use your body for an advantage. You should use your brains. And I was like, shut your flat-chested ass up, little boy. Because a bitch with an A cup won't tell me how to live my life. I don't know what the fuck that whistle was, but okay. It's crazy. Made it up in there, got to the first cabana, a group of younger men, and I was like, hey, what's up? And they were like, nah, keep it moving. I know, I like men like young, like 27 through 30, yeah. I like them with muscles and a lack of ambition. Yeah. Like, I love a man that plays video games all day. So I know where the fuck he's at. I don't like to wonder. Y'all like, what, you in the living room all day? I'm like, yeah, stay here. You're safe. It's crazy. How I found out younger men don't really always like me. Younger white men, that don't count. They just looking for something different. But Connor just trying to try some shit but he get married. You know what I mean? But I found out, like, younger black guys, they don't like me. It's because of the short hair. They love women with long hair. Keep your hair long, ladies. How I found out is I was at a bar one night in a dimly lit area. The lights were really low. I had on a hoodie and these Jordans, and this guy, he approached me. He looked to be about 27, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, hey, bro, where the hoes at? I said, hey. And he was like, yo, you weird.